Hey, it's Eamon with ipXchange coming at you with another weekly roundup. So this has been a very different week with some very innovative, hopefully enjoyable content. To begin with, we had a few videos from CES, starting with Valens, then MPS again, and then we had an interview with Nigel Toon about how AI thinks. A very good read. As you can see, I'm a little bit through it. And then finally, technically it's a piece of CES coverage, but it's essentially an IP experience with Carlos Morales, who's the Vice President of AI at Ambic. So yeah, this was a very exciting week of pretty varied content. You're starting with Valens with their solution, which basically takes multiple signals throughout a car in this case, and somehow combines them all onto just two twisted pair wire. So this is interesting because it greatly simplifies the amount of wiring in a car, for example, but also somehow increases the transmittable range in terms of length of cable that you can do for, like, say, USB, which maybe you'd get 3 or 5 meters out of it usually. We're talking about like 15 meters. And that might sound a bit strange to have in a car, but when we say car, we're talking about like long vehicles like trucks. So if you imagine the lighting interfaces, sensing interfaces for like brakes or tire blowouts, for example, this can, one, greatly reduce the cost of wiring, reduce the amount of wiring, and just kind of streamlines your system because there's a lot of error correction that goes on with Valens's devices, so you can really be sure that that the wires are communicating what you intend them to communicate, and you don't have to have top quality wire anymore. Again, reduces costs. Then on to Tuesday, we had MPS. It was the second video from CES out of 4, I believe. But this was about some isolated DC-DC power modules. Pretty standard stuff, but there's integrated inductors and in some cases integrated transformers, so you've got this much smaller, much more power dense solution that can be very useful for compact devices. Some of them serve up to 100 amps as well, so yeah, a lot of fun there. Then Wednesday was a very interesting, as I said, we interviewed Nigel Toon, who authored this book, How AI Thinks, How We Built It, How It Can Help Us, and How We Can Control It. And it's a very fascinating conversation. He's a very good speaker, but I love his writing too. This isn't aimed at a kind of super technical level. It explains stuff very, very simply, but gives you a good idea of how AI works and kind of what its place in modern society is. I highly recommend it. I'm about 1/10 the way through, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I really like his writing style and his ability to explain concepts, and that does come across in the interview. But yeah, pick this book up. It's worth a read. And then Friday, we posted the interview with Carlos Morales, Vice President of AI at Ambic, and it's been quite a lot of AI recently on ipXchange, mainly because of the CES coverage, but when you add Nigel Toon and Carlos Morales' interviews into there, you get, let's say, complete picture of the AI scenario that we're in. I mean, Nigel Toon, his book, we're talking about kind of the AI that people are kind of scared of and saying, oh, it's going to take our jobs, it's going to take over the world, the singularity is coming, that kind of stuff. But the interview with Carlos is a lot more about edge AI, particularly for wearables, and that conversation really it really blew my mind, to be honest, because we were talking about things like a wearable that can detect whether you have dementia from your speech patterns, and it's not even recognizing what you're saying, it's recognizing the way you're saying it. So yeah, AI, just an incredible topic, and if you want to learn more about edge AI, done on ultra low power with Ambic's devices, then I really hope you check that interview out, because I had so much fun chatting to Carlos and asking him questions that you don't usually get the answers to, but Carlos really knows his stuff, and it's not caught on the recording, but you can tell it's not caught explicitly on the recording, but you can tell he really loves what he's doing, and yeah, it might have the most perfect sign-off to any interview that we've ever done. So, yep, that was the week in electronics, and look forward to next week. Keep designing.